Hey everybody, what's going on? Hraesvelgr here with another Master Duel video for you guys. Today in this one we're going to be doing some more Tri-Brigade Zoodiac live gameplay. As I did record a fair bit last night, or as of the night I'm recording this anyway. However, I realized I didn't record any Tri-Zoo gameplay, and we can't have that now, can we? So yeah, I definitely want to get some in. Now, just like the last live footage that I recorded, I am also actually recording this while streaming it on Twitch. And I tend to do that a bit more like if I have the time, so it's a bit more of a spur of the moment thing that I do in addition to my weekly Friday night streams. So if you want to stay on the lookout for those streams whenever they may come up, you're going to want to follow my Twitter and or my Twitch. Links to those are going to be down in the description below. Keep an eye out there for some impromptu live gameplay like this. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be going into Tri-Zoo. I've been looking over this build that I've been using. This is the same build from the beginning of Season 4, and even though I'm fairly confident in this build, and obviously since I, was able to climb with it fairly in good time, I'm still obviously always looking out to make changes for it. Potentially, I'm not constantly updating the deck necessarily, but I think it's good to, review it and make sure that yeah, it's at a place where you want it to be. And I think this build is still at a place where I want it to be. I do see myself in the near future maybe taking out the third droplet, because as the meta in Platinum is settling, we are starting to see less Drytron decks and more of a diverse kind of deck pool, as we tend to see. This tends to be how metas progress, right? At the beginning, you're going to see a lot more meta decks played on ladder, obviously because people are wanting to climb up with the meta decks, and then the more people hit Plat 1, and for some people when they hit Plat 5, and that's the place that they're fine being, for the season, we start to see those people settle into a more diverse pool of decks. So that's what we're starting to see right now at the time that I'm recording this. But like I said, for the time being, we're going to keep going ahead with this build. As always, we're going to go through it card by card here before we start jumping into the games. Here at the top, we've got 3 Tri-Brigade Nervall, followed by 3 Maxx, 2 Tri-Brigade Kerass, 3 Tri-Brigade Kitt, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Zoodiac Whiptail, 1 Zoodiac Thoroughblade, 1 Zoodiac Ramram, 3 Tri-Brigade Fraktall, 2 Nibiru, the Primal being, 1 Harpie's Feather Duster, 3 Pot of Desires, 1 Lightning Storm, 3 Fire Formation Tenki, 2 Called by the Grave, 3 Forbidden Droplet, 2 Infinite Impermanence, 3 Tri-Brigade Revolt, 1 Zoodiac Tigermoartar, 1 Zoodiac Drident, 1 Zoodiac Boarbow, 1 Zoodiac Chakanine, 1 Divine Arsenal AA-ZEUS Skythunder, 1 Salamangreat Almiraj, 1 Ancient Warrior's Oath Double Dragonlords, 1 Tri-Brigade Ferrijit the Barren Blossom, 1 Hraesvelgr the Desperate Doom Eagle, 1 Tri-Brigade Rugal the Silver Sheller, 1 Apollosua Bow of the Goddess, 1 Accesscode Talker, and then finally 2 Tri-Brigade Shurug the Ominous Omen. It's funny, I keep thinking to myself, I keep thinking about all these comments that I see that are like, do Tri-Brigade videos, do Tri-Zoo videos while it's still around before it gets banned. And I do kind of feel this inclination to kind of, for lack of a better term, record a bunch of Tri-Zoo while I can, but I don't really think this deck is going to get hard by a potential ban list. I think what's more likely to happen is that it's going to get just kind of out-phased by stuff that's going to come out whenever the new selection pack comes out. Particularly, was it Burst of Destiny? I know BODE, B-O-D-E, is the abbreviation, but I do see Tenki going to 1. Maybe for a Master Duel specific ban list, I could maybe see Revolt going to 1 as well. But beyond that, I don't really foresee hits to this deck on a ban list. I really think it's more likely, like I said, that just as we see the Destiny Hero engine, the Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer engine start to get used, and just the archetypes from BODE, and then eventually when the Adventurer support comes out, I think that's going to be what pushes Tri-Zoo out of the format more than a ban list update. So but to be fair, I think that's also a bit further out, and also to be fair, Master Duel is a completely unique thing, as Konami has proven that they're quite unpredictable in how much or how little might change. More emphasis maybe on the latter there, but in either case, I am still eager to get out lots of Tri-Zoo footage. I know you guys like seeing it too, so Yeah, let's go ahead and just jump straight into some gameplay here. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was waiting for the game to start there. Alright, first opponent here. Ooh, they're at Plat 2. I wonder if we're their final boss. Well, hopefully we're not, because we are definitely going first here. I guess we could potentially open a going second hand, which does happen sometimes. You just open a bunch of going second cards. Nope, we opened a really good hand. Well, I know it's not really good, but I mean, it's above average. Slightly above average opening hand. That's got Revolt. It's a fair bit above average. It's going to be a bit unfortunate if we get Ash here, but we still have the Nervall into Almiraj line. Okay, we don't get Ash, so they probably have Maxx then, if that's the case. Okay, we're going to do the standard setup here. And if we get Seed... Well, I guess we're going to get Seed right now. Then we're just going to Ash it, yeah. I don't know, that's a very odd time to see. I've noticed that happens. People tend to Maxx C at odd times against Tri-Zoo. Like, usually in the middle of the graveyard setup. Tip for playing against Tri-Brigade Zoodiac, you know, this deck will pretty much always telegraph its special summon with an effect activation. Either the Tri-Brigade's effect activating, or like the Revolt activating, so... you never have to randomly throw in Maxx C, you know, you'll always have a chance to be able to activate it. Ooh, wow, they're ashing here. That's actually really... That's not really bad for us, but it's not great. Because now we don't get the search, which is annoying. Although we could Nervall, summon Nervall, banish 3, get Rugal, link into Apollosua, set Revolt, set Imperm. I mean... That's like a 3 material. It's a 2 material Apollosua, but we have Imperm as well. That's pretty much a 3 material Apollosua plus Revolt setup, which is what I was going for anyway. It also sets up 4 materials for Revolt. So, yeah, I'm fine doing that. Now, if this gets hit with like a Veiler or something, that's going to be a problem. It won't be a huge problem, but it'll still be a problem. Nope, okay, good. Should we go into Rugal or should we go into Hraesvelgr? Hraesvelgr could be used for Game Leader, could also potentially be used for Disruption later. Do I want to use Rugal later? Probably not. I'm going to be setting up my graveyard here anyway, so I won't need to do a Revolt for 3, so that's fine. Okay, I'll just go into Apollosua. And use that as 3, yep. Link those away. Boom. And then set Imperm in the middle column, and then set Revolt over here. Imperm in the middle column, because people tend to play spells and traps in the middle column when they're not thinking about it, so it's best to put Imperm there, I find. Most people play around it, but yeah, sometimes they don't. Okay, so they have the Harpie's Feather Duster, which is a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. We can just chain Revolt, and we still have monster negates with the Apollosua here. And since we set up our grave, we get to Revolt for 4. Always nice. Even though we don't get the banish, still going to Revolt for 4 because Shurg is a nice body. And the only other option would be to Revolt for 2. And obviously, Ferrijit and Bearbrumm would not be quite as good as Shurg. I mean, this is the main reason we play 2 Shurg in this deck, is because we can, or rather so that we can throw out a spare Shurg in situations like this, where we're not necessarily getting the disruption we would normally like to get with Shurg, but we can at least still put a threatening body on the board and get our searches as well. The searches obviously being just as important of the just as important part of the Revolt activating as the summon itself. Obviously, I don't want to banish anything because my opponent has nothing on the board. Other than that, we're setting up our chain blocks for exactly this situation, Ash Blossom. Now they can't negate our search, only our Kitt sending. So I don't even need to use an Apollosua negate here, because I don't really care if they negate me sending something with Kitt. That is not a big deal at all. However, I definitely want this search, and we are able to get it. Going to grab Fraktall for being the best general use card here, not only setting up a graveyard if I need to, but also being a solid body that can also set up a, wow, that's a Numeron network, but we have Apollosua, so we can actually negate 2 of them, so they're not going to be able to get above 2,000 attack with this current setup, so yeah, they're not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage to us. Still scary, though. Oh, actually, wait, hang on. If I negate 1 and they attack with the other, this is when it declares an attack, right? No, it's at the end of the damage step. Ooh, that's a bit of a problem. Let me think for a second. Hang on. I guess we'll see how this plays out, right? They're going to attack. They'll take 600. This will activate. and I need to negate that. Because if I don't, it'll go up to 2,000, just attack over Apollosua anyway. But now, this one with 1,000 is going to attack over. Then this one with 2,000 is going to attack here, and this one with 4,000 is going to attack. So they'll only deal 1,000 damage. Okay, that's fine. Just making sure they can't win here. Yeah, even though we only got the one negate with Apollosua, we still managed to curb their OTK pretty nicely here. I mean, they'll probably just overlay into the Chaos Gate #1, which will kill us on the next turn, I'm pretty sure, but... Well, actually, I don't think with my current life points it will, because won't they come back as 1,000 and that has 2,000, which is a total of 6,000 attack? But I mean, I'm pretty sure we can probably win on our opponent's turn anyway. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. If they go into Apollosua, that's actually a much bigger deal. They are. See, like I said, that's definitely a much bigger deal. Lightning Storm would be a really good top deck. So would Imperm. Yeah, guess we're looking for Lightning Storm, Imperm, Tenki. That's not awful. It's not good, but it's not awful. I mean, I guess we can just Tenki for a Zoodiac, right? And then attack directly with Boarbow. And then we can just Zeus. They'll Apollosua, but we can Zeus again. So this is fine. Unless they have another Ash here. If they have, I was going to say, if they actually have Ash #3. We'll get... It doesn't really matter. We'll get Thoroughblade. Because with the Boarbow, it's actually not an activated effect, so we don't have to worry about... We could even actually Drident and have that get negated, and then Zeus, and then we'll still have a Zeus with 2 materials. We don't have to use all our Zeus materials. Alright, battle phase... Attack directly, which again is not an activated effect, so it does not get negated by Apollosua. Now we can go main phase 2. Overlay Drident. And this is why I play, you know, the number of Zoodiac Exceeds that I do, is because with the number that we have in the extra deck, we can use Drident before we go into Zeus and still have a 4 material Zeus. Yep, obviously we're going to target the Apollosua, so they go ahead and negate it. I mean, they would negate it either way, but... I guess it doesn't matter, because Apollosua is once per chain, now that I think about it. well, whatever. It would have been the same either way. For some reason, I just had it in my head that Apollosua was once per turn, so... Ignore what I was just saying. Ignore me! I wonder, actually... Ooh... I could throw out... Wait, it wouldn't matter, though, because they'd still have 2 negates. But they can only... Yeah, okay. Yeah, for some reason, I got once per chain and once per turn mixed up in my head with Apollosua when I was thinking about Zeus earlier. But again, it would... I mean, it's going to leave us with the same number. I guess we'll now have 0 materials on Zeus instead of 1. Or more realistically, we now don't have Drident in our extra deck, but it shouldn't matter too much here. There's actually a debate to be made for not even Zeusing right now and just passing, because this Apollosua can't get over Zeus anyway, and they can't activate Numeron Network if they have a monster on the board. So if they set a card and commit more to the board in another way, I'll want to Zeus then. So I'm actually just going to pass here. Not even going to have to Zeus just yet. If they don't play anything, we can just Zeus on our next turn so that we can make plays. And then, you know, OTK our opponent from there. I mean, not OTK, they obviously have taken damage already, but you know what I mean. And obviously, as always, we're summoning Zeus in defense mode to play around a Lightning Storm, because it feels bad to play Zeus in attack mode and then just get it Lightning Stormed. Obviously, not that they can Lightning Storm here, but there are other effects that apply to attack mode specific cards, more so than defense mode specific ones that tend to see play. I couldn't tell you an example off the top of my head, but, you know, they're out there. Just trust me. Yeah, see, like, they just have to pass here. We don't need to do anything during their end phase. We can just do it during our turn. After we draw, let's see what we get. We got a Maxx. Not really needed, but I guess we could have gotten a worse draw. Okay, now I do want to activate Zeus's effect because I would like to get my Fraktall on board and start making plays. So yeah, we'll go ahead and activate. They're going to chain by negating with Apollosua, but we can just go ahead and chain with Zeus yet again. And since Apollosua is only once per chain, they're not going to be able to negate it a second time. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of their board and then be able to combo off with the Fraktall. I don't think I'm even going to bother discarding it. Obviously, our graveyard's already far more than loaded up enough as it is. So, and if things do somehow go bad here, it's actually not bad to leave Zoodiac monsters in the deck to top deck, because they are very good top decks when you have a loaded up graveyard. They're at 37. It doesn't matter what we get here. I mean, I guess technically the best thing to get here would be, you know what, we do have to consider playing around Numeron Wall. Okay, they conceded. There is Numeron Wall to think about. So I think it was actually right to go into 3 materials, Hraesvelgr, and then link into Accesscode, and then just kill our opponent with 1 attack. I think, because doesn't Numeron Wall activate after they take damage, and then it's no damage for the rest of the turn, I'm pretty sure. Okay, if the game would have kept going, I would have Googled it just there. I guess I can Google it between games, but either way, we want to, you know, it's important to think about how we want to go into game, right? This is one of those times where it does matter, like, you don't want to just make enough damage to go for board and then attack in the game, because the Numeron does actually play a hand trap that activates during the battle phase, which could potentially matter, so always important to think about stuff before just attacking for game. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the next game now. Alright, next game here against Atri. Lose this coin flip, but it's not always a bad thing. It really does depend on your hand a lot of the time, whether or not you actually would want to go first or second. Obviously, we can't know that before the coin flip, and it's generally right to just go first anyway, but... Okay, well, we have Harpie's Feather Duster, which is a decent going second card. Opening a Zoodiac is also a really good going second. Ooh, opponent is Drytrons. Alright, let's see if we end up drawing Droplet. I think that is gonna be mostly what this game comes down to, honestly. Tends to be how it goes when Drytron gets to go first, but... obviously, we don't want to concede right away because we are playing 3 Droplet in our deck. It's funny because sometimes I see, you know, people say that, like, oh, if I see Drytron just start to go off, then I just concede right away, not even waste my time. But then, you know, by the same notion, people, presumably some of these same people, are also playing Droplet in the deck, and it's like, if you're playing the out to the combo in your deck, at least give yourself a chance to draw it, which does, you know, mean sitting through their combo, sure, but what's the point of putting Droplet in your deck if you're just going to concede whenever Drytrons go off anyway, you know? So, that's just my 2 cents on that. Plus, generally speaking, you know, I'm not a fan of conceding unless I'm, like, more than 98, I don't know, arbitrary percentage there, but unless I'm reasonably certain that I'm just going to lose the game. Like, I don't know, if they make a Herald here and they have like 4 fairies in hand and I draw, I mean, I'll still play the Desire, whatever, I'll play a little bit, just let them negate me, and then when it's clear, like, okay, I don't have really a path to victory from this point forward, then I'll go ahead and concede. But you definitely don't want to concede too early, either actually hitting the surrender button, or as I like to refer to it, mentally conceding. Mentally conceding being like, alright, I'm just gonna like flip this to off and let my opponent combo off and just wait for them to finish. And not even, you know. No, we still want to be thinking about like, okay, what are our outs? Like, that's really just the thought that you want to, you know, have going through your head, not only in bad scenarios, but in any given scenario, is just thinking to yourself, like, what's the out here, you know? And obviously in our case, the out is Droplet, which again, we are playing 3 of, and we play 3 of it for a reason, so... I say this, but, you know, I will admit, like I said, if I don't draw the Droplet, I'm probably just going to surrender and not leave this. Oh, whoa, hang on a second. Our opponent didn't summon a Herald. A Morphactor persona. If this card is ritual summoned, your opponent skips their next main phase 1. Whoa. Negate the effects of fusion synchro exceeds monsters while they're on the field. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add Drake Overlord from your hand to your deck, except... Oh, okay. Oh, alright. Okay, this game got a little more interesting. Our opponent's not playing a Herald. They're playing a card instead that skipped our main phase 1. Oh my god, what is this thing? This card is link summoned. You can discard 1 card during the end phase of this turn. Add a continuous field spell from grave to hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Face-up spell cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's spell effects. Oh no! This is as toxic as Herald. They're gonna lock me out of my main phases. Bruh! Oh my god. Oh my god, that's not good. I thought this was going to be interesting, but it just turned out to be just as bad. Okay, they actually didn't play the terminal. Unless... Okay, no, it just gets added to their hand. So we still have a main phase 2. That's good. Alright. So it's... what's it going to be? Draw, standby, battle, main 2? Due to this card's effect... I got it. So yeah, I just go straight to battle phase. And then yeah, main phase 2. So more than anything, it skipped our battle phase. At the end of the battlefield. No! Ah! No! Whoa! I didn't know this card existed. So what are they gonna like recycle this thing to skip my main phase 1 again and then Terminal World to... I know they're gonna activate that to make me skip my main phase 2. Bad news. I think I've seen something like this once. I'm pretty sure I've run into a Terminal World deck once before on here. But it wasn't this one. Also, I don't know if our opponent's going to be able to get the full combo off because we do have Nibiru. Okay, we got to watch for the choke point here, which is right before they summon this. Ooh, they might actually be about to summon it right now that I think about it. They're about to get the spell card. The Metatonus Drytron. Oh shoot, how many summons are they at right now? I haven't been counting. I mean, the game's gonna tell me what I can activate anyway. So 1, 2... is it only 2? Is it really only 2? Yeah, this isn't good. They didn't summon enough for me to Nibiru. Huh. Alright, well, you know what? I'm probably gonna end up just... Yeah, here it is again. I was about to say, I think I'm gonna leave this game in, even though it's probably gonna be a loss, just to show, like, yet a new way that Drytrons can screw you over. Oh my god. Although, let's be real, even this is also still the fault of Ben 10. Yeah, I'm gonna have to skip my main phase 1, my main phase 2. We'll go to battle and then to end. Look at this shit. I hate this card so much. This is the card I hate the most in Drytron. Like, I don't have a problem with Herald. Well, okay, I do have a problem with Eva. Wait, this card is ritual summoned. Okay, so I still have to skip my main phase, but I do get to Nibiru my opponent. It's not just over just yet. We do still get to at least drop Nibiru. And we do get to battle with it, too. Ooh, and we can run over it. Ooh, we can run over it. It's gonna depend on what their back row is. Oh shit, they might actually be able to keep going. I didn't realize they hadn't normal summoned yet. I should have figured. Can they keep going? What can they make? They're gonna send a Herald. What are they gonna get? I guess it depends if they have another Ritual in their hand. No, they sent the... Oh, they're gonna blow up my Nibiru. Got it. Nope. Okay, we lose, because this token's gonna kill us on their next turn. Yeah, that's... No, we were so close! So close. I should have waited on the Nibiru. I should have looked to see if they'd use their normal summon. I really should have considered that. Yeah, this is too bad. Because now I have to go to battle phase. And then... Yeah, both players skip their main phase too, so just go straight to my end phase. Ah, this is tragic. Ah, so tragic. But again, at least if we're going to see a loss against Drytron, it's them doing something other than Herald, right? Yeah, I don't think this is better than Herald, but it's different, mind you. Summon the Ash, really? Alright, sure. And you know what? I'm going to Maxx C. Just because I can. I do have another Nibiru. If my opponent actually does decide to go off... Okay, they just went to the battle phase. Yep. GG's. Atri. GG's. Okay, next game here against another Plat 1 opponent. So they might be playing something fun. We're going second. No, we're going first. Okay. Oh, so it's probably Sky Striker. Yeah, I've seen a rise in Sky Striker lately, which I'm sure everybody else has, and I've actually seen reflected on, to an extent, like tier lists as well. Okay, this is definitely a hand we want to open with Desires. Not only to potentially draw a better hand, but also if our opponent's got Ash and we need to Kerass and discard Nervall. That's not ideal if it gets negated. We got a Kitt too. Joel and Lockbird. Okay. Is that a problem? That might not even be that bad. If we Kerass, send Kitt. Kitt will send a Nervall anyway, even though we won't get a search, because we don't want to draw another Nervall. That leaves us with 2 Engrave. That is actually a problem because we can't search Revolt. Well, we have C and Nibiru. Okay, it's also definitely Sky Striker since they played a Droll and Lockbird. It's got to be Sky Striker. Okay, so given that it's probably Sky Striker, C and Nibiru are actually not that great against him. I'm just thinking we could go into an Apollosua, but I don't even know if Apollosua is that good against Sky Striker. I don't think it is. This might just be a set Nervall and pass, honestly, even though we do have other options. The fact that we can't search a Revolt is a huge problem. I'm just thinking to myself, what other lines do we have here? We don't have a Zoodiac play, unfortunately. That would actually not be bad. Well, actually it wouldn't be that good if they have Ray. Let's see. No matter what line we start with, it would have to begin with Kerass, pitch Kitt. Kitt send, again, Nervall, even though we won't get a search. Banish 2. We could go into Ferrijit, probably, to summon Nervall. Link into Rugal. Nervall to get... We could do Apollosua, 2 material Apollosua plus double Dragon Lord. But we wouldn't have a Tenki or even a set Revolt to send with double Dragon Lord. Oops. Yeah, I think... Oh my god, this is so awkward. I really think this is a set Nervall and pass turn. As weird as that might sound, and as bad as that might look, that Joel and Lockbird actually hit us harder than I thought it was going to. Let me just think for another second, make sure this is the play I want. We could actually make a bigger Apollosua. But is it worth? It would cost most of the resources in our hand. I don't think it is. I think I'm gonna try this. I'm just gonna set Kitt and pass. I just don't like not being able to set up Revolt. I don't like using... Let me rephrase that. I don't like setting up a lot of resources into making a play and not being able to also get a Revolt. Because it's too easy for our singular play to get stopped. Okay, cool, our opponent didn't have plays either. It's too easy for our singular play to get stopped, and then all of a sudden, you know, that is really, really bad for us. Another Desires. We didn't actually look at what we banished with the first one. Ramram and Thoroughblade and 1 Fraktall, but that's actually not too bad. 2 Zoodiacs is a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world by any means. Okay, I'm going to lead by activating Kerass, and I'm going to discard Kitt. Opponent responds with Maxx C. Obviously, that's going to have to be fine. Now I have to think about if I want to push through Maxx C or not. I could potentially get game, but I don't have a comeback if I get Nibiru'd. which is a problem. I'm definitely not inclined to summon more because I already know my opponent's hand is not great, so I don't want to give them more draws to draw into more outs. We're obviously still going to set up the, you know, Kitt, Nervall, and then add a Fraktall. Maybe I should have added another Kerass. I don't think I had another Kerass. Wait, I should have. Yeah, I should have. Okay. I don't want to activate another Desires here. No. No, I definitely don't want to. Not right now. Just move to battle phase. Yeah, this is fine. Like I said, I don't want to give my opponent more draws. And given that it's Maxi, there's a decent chance they're playing... I mean, they're definitely playing at least one Nibiru, and there's a decent chance they're playing two. I just think it's too likely if we, you know, take the Maxi challenge that we're going to get Nibiru'd, so... We're just going to attack and then pass back, and then hopefully their hand is still looking pretty dead. They had no plays at all except for set a card, so I can't imagine they have too much more. Yeah, okay, good. They only set one more card. Okay, I'm going to draw. We drew another Fraktall. Okay, I'm going to lead here with Fraktall and set up my graveyard. Then I'm going to Desires and try to get a Feather Duster. Unless I banished it already, and I just didn't. I did banish it. Okay, so I don't need to... That call by is fine. I don't care about that. That's totally fine. Okay, let's... We still have a normal summon, too. Let's activate Kerass' effect for Ferrijit. Chain Droplet. Okay, this is good. This is good. This might not seem good, but it is actually good, because now all their back rows are out of the way, and I haven't committed anything. Like, I haven't committed, like, a normal summon or anything. And I can set up my graveyard and still go into Ferrijit by just flipping up this Nervall. What did they send? Harpies? That's fine. Okay, flip summon. Link into Ferrijit. That also sets up two more in our grave right away. Activate Nervall's effect. Or do they have an Ash? They don't. But they did get a prompt to respond with a hand trap. Is this Droll and Lock again? Okay. I was going to say, if it's Droll and Lock again, that's not as big of a deal. Okay, let's activate Ferrijit. And special summon Kitt. Alright, now I'm going to activate Banishing 2. Let's summon Bearbrumm, because we might need to use her effects to discard 2 to summon something. But before I do that, I'm going to link into Rugal. Basically, my plan here is I'm going to go into Accesscode and just win. But I want to set myself up... Basically, just doing that and also making sure I've set myself up nicely. Also, just setting up maximum amount of open link zones here. We're definitely going to activate both of these effects. I much prefer Ferrijit to activate, so we're going to chain block by doing Ferrijit and then Kitt. So that way, if they do have an Ash that they just haven't used yet, they have to Ash Kitt if they want to Ash something here. Okay, they both resolve, which is good. We can send one of the Revolts. We have Bearbrumm on the board. We can just search a Revolt if we really need it. And I would actually rather draw the Kerass between the two. We drew a Kitt. That's interesting. Here we can put back Nibiru. Okay. So we still have our normal summon. We have 2 in grave. So we could summon... Let's summon... Ooh, we have to think about Nibiru. How many summons have we done so far? Let me take a look here. Hang on. Where's the start of my turn? Okay, here we go. Draw, activate, called by... Okay, activated Kerass. No, that was activating Kerass' effect. Got negated. Okay, flip summon. I think those summons still count for Nibiru. Or is it only normal with specials? I think it is actually normal with special. Let's see. That's a flip summon. Link summon, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So whatever I normal summon here is the 5th summon. I mean, I guess we're just gonna find out right now anyway. Whatever, let's just do it. Summon Fraktall. Okay, good. We're good. 2. Oh no. Did it? Oh, because it got the called bud. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. We can just go into this anyway. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I thought I was like, my first thought was like, did they play an Imperm that I forgot about right there? But no, it was the I remember now. It was the called by. Let's see, Rugal. Yes. Alright. Battle phase. Attack with Bearbrumm. And attack for game with Accesscode. Okay, so I actually really liked that game because even though it didn't seem like our opponent did a whole lot, and I mean, to be fair, they didn't do a whole lot, that was still a good game to show, like, a good example of reading just your opponent, like, based on what they're playing, whether they decided to go first or second, and the way that they're playing, you can definitely read a scenario, and, like, again, by not playing into that Maxx, we ensured that our opponent's hand stayed bad. And that's definitely something that I don't see a lot of people talk about that I think is an important concept, right? Is that if it's clear your opponent is not having good draws, don't give them more opportunities to go into good draws just to make plays of your own. It's fine for you not to make plays if it's to ensure your opponent is also not able to make plays, because then you can just go off later. So, yeah, okay, that was an interesting game against Sky Strikers. Let's move on to the next one. Coin is rigged. Alright, I wonder if this guy is gonna concede. I was just gonna say, this guy's probably gonna alt F4. I'm probably not gonna even end up keeping this. Although now that I've said that, watch me actually end up keeping it. But if they're so bold as to name themselves... Oh my god, they actually stayed. Okay, I thought that... Okay. Huh. I was about to talk more about how funny their username is, but I was taken aback by my opening hand of triple Kitt. Okay, well, we can still establish at least somewhat of a graveyard here. Not even somewhat, we can actually just establish a graveyard. Even though they ashed us here, we can still summon Kitt. Huh. What an interesting hand, to say the least here. Okay, let's, as I said before, summon Kitt. We can respond with Maxx. That would actually also be fine, I'll just set Droplet. Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's just set Droplet and pass. So that's... Huh. Like I mentioned in an earlier game, at least I think I did anyway, I actually don't mind too much getting, like, Seed and Ashed on the same turn, because it's like, you've already more or less stopped me, you know. Synchro Overtake. Oh, it's a Synchro deck, like a Synchron deck. Choose one of the Synchro materials added, special summon it. Okay, okay. That's fine. So given that they have so few cards in hand, I think a well-timed Droplet has a decent chance of just stopping my opponent here. If this card is in the secret tournament, special summon it. Discard. Got it. Okay. They just normal summoned it, so they're just going to synchro now. That's fine. Okay, well, I was saying just earlier that I was hoping for an interesting game, and this is definitely an interesting game. Special summon as many synchron tuners. Okay, definitely negating that junk speeder. Like, no question negating junk speeder here. Do I want to send a Kitt that's on field or a Kitt that's in hand is the question. We should probably send the one that's on field. Well, should we send one that's in hand? Does it even matter? It doesn't matter that much. It matters a little bit. They're going to battle over this Kitt anyway. I'll just send the one on field. I don't think it's going to make the difference of us winning or losing the game. Like having that extra 700 damage on board. Definitely negating this junk speeder. That's a scary effect. So they do get to keep synchro summoning, but they don't at least get like a whole bunch of stuff. So okay, let's activate Kitt. Wow, and they can respond. They're gonna called by it. Holy cow! My opponent's got everything. Wow, they actually had like all the responses. They had Ash, they had C, they had called by. But at least we had Droplet to respond to the junk speeder. Oh yeah, they can still sync. This might not be over yet. Okay, Crystal Wing. That's actually a bit of a yikes, isn't it? Oh, and Black Garden? Wow! Negate the negate activation. Okay, so we need something else here. Oh my god, thank god. Thank god for desire. Well, let's not thank god just yet. We could draw 2 desires. Or Ash and Nibiru. Great timing, Ash and Nibiru. What all did we banish? A whole bunch of stuff. Got it. Okay. Once per turn, when a monster's effect is activated, a quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. And if you do that, this card gains. So they can just negate my Kitt, even though I send it for Almiraj. And it's once per turn. Have its attack, then the controller of that monster. I'm just gonna set Ash here, I think. I should set Kitt. Should I? Yeah. There's a chance they might let it resolve. Let me see. How many tri-types do I have engraved? 1? Okay, I'm gonna set Kitt. And pass. I'm actually probably... well, it's really up in the air if I should have said Ash or Kitt. I probably should have said Ash. I was thinking, though, I might get a chance at Ash and it might negate with Crystal Wing, which means Kitt might actually get to resolve its effect this turn. The other thing I'm thinking, though, that made me want to set Ash is if I draw Kerass, then I could pitch Kitt for Kerass, activate Kitt effect, and then still normal summon the second Kitt. Okay, so yep, they just negated that. I was wondering if they'd gain the attack if it still counted as destruction. It doesn't look like it did, so there's at least that much. Oh my god, we topped Imperm. Oh, we topped Imperm. That's good. Yep, come on. Yeah, negate this pesky Crystal Wing here. Alright, cool. Now we can normal summon Kitt. And I guess we'll put the Rose token here. Oh, hang on. Before I go into Almiraj, I can banish 2. Let me think for a second. Banish 2. Yeah, we definitely want to do that first. 2 cards. Boom, boom. Yeah, we have to do it first, actually. I'm really glad I thought of that. Because we need Ferrijit to special whatever we get off of the search here. We're going to have to do something about that Black Garden. I'll figure out what here in a moment. Let's... Actually, should we go for Almiraj, or should we just go straight into Rugal? No. We need to be able to... Yeah, we have to go into Almiraj. Huh, we could actually Nibiru as well. Not that that would be good. Well, no, because our opponent's only going to get 3 summons. Never mind. No, we definitely don't want to Ash our own Kitt. Let's see. We're going to send Nervall, and then we're going to add Fraktall. And then I got to figure out how I can... It's too bad I don't have a Zoodiac. I could just go into Zeus and board wipe. I would like to board wipe. Like I said, I need to address this Black Garden. I need to address this Crystal Wing first, actually. That's going to be the main threat. I can always double Dragon Lord it. Well, I have to get rid of Almiraj before I do any Link summoning. Let's see. Right, because I don't have any arrows that point anywhere. So, okay, so I'm going to activate Almiraj to free up my link zone. And I guess we'll pick Fraktall. It doesn't really matter which one we pick here, obviously. And then let's activate... Yeah, let me see something. Let me think real quick. Yeah, let's activate effect for 2. I'm thinking about just making access code here, because won't access code have down to 1150, then gain, it might be 2000 instead of 3000 here, and then gain attack and then go up to like a bunch of attack. No, I don't need to chain this, that's fine. Because I'll have 3 link monsters in graveyard, so I can pop Crystal Wing, pop Black Garden, pop the face down card, and then just run into a Rose token. And then I'll have... I can run over a Rose token. I'll still have a Fraktall up. I'll have Ash and Nibiru in hand. I don't even think I need to activate Double Dragon Lord here. Let's just... I should have gotten Bearbrumm now that I think about it. That was really dumb. I definitely should have gotten Bearbrumm. I could still go for Bearbrumm. Let's do that, actually. We lose out on Fraktall, but that's fine. Yeah, I should have just done this in the first place, instead of going for Double Dragon Lord. Because I was thinking about using Double Dragon Lord to bounce this Crystal Wing. But we don't need to do that. We can just access code it. Yeah, we definitely want to activate the Ferrijit effect. So I basically went into this Double Dragon Lord for no reason. That's negated, right? I think they're just activating it so they don't get the prompt anymore. I've definitely done that before. Let's put Kerass back, because we're going to get a Revolt anyway and set up that search. Okay, yeah, now let's go into access code. Another thing this line cost us as a result of the slight misplays that we don't have Fraktall out anymore. Not only to not run over a Rose token, but to potentially use later as well to like link summon again next turn. But we're gonna get a search anyway, so hopefully it won't matter. It shouldn't. By the end of our turn, our opponent's not gonna have anything left besides a couple of Rose tokens. So I don't think between Ash and Nibiru that should matter too much. Oh, but you know what? We're gonna have to put one of either Ash or Nibiru back. Ooh, that's a hard decision. Against Junks? It should probably just be... wow, that's actually really tough. I could really see it going either way. Oh, okay, they just conceded. I was probably about to put Nibiru back, I think, and keep Ash. Okay, cool. So I got what I wanted. I did actually get an interesting last game there where we had to play under Black Garden. But we did manage to play through Crystal Wing and Black Garden, which really just shows the tenacity of Tri-Z right there, right? That we can play under such good, like, harsh circumstances and still be able to come back. And even though we also opened 3 Kitt on top of that, mind you. So, okay, cool. Good last game. Let's go ahead and move on to the outro. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. That was definitely a really interesting set of games we had there. A lot of off-meta stuff, which is pretty interesting, you know. Yeah, I ran into a lot of weird decks I hadn't seen not only in this season, but in some cases at all. And we're still relatively early in the season at the time I'm recording this too. It's like just after the first week of the season. So yeah, interesting to see all this stuff that's coming out already. And that might be a sign of maybe some kind of shakeup in Season 4, who knows. But in any case, like I said, I am very much grateful to you all for sticking through it to the end of the video like this. I very, very much like to see that. I also like to see you guys comment and subscribe as well. Don't feel like you have to, though. I obviously don't want to pressure you into doing it. Just as long as you're along for the ride with me, that is far more than enough for me. But yeah, I can feel myself doing my usual end of video ramble, and I know if I don't just end the video, I'm going to keep going on about how awesome you guys are and how much I appreciate you, and you hear me say it all the time, because I mean it. But in any case, without further ado, this is Hexlex, signing out. I hope you have a fantastic day.